What's up, Digidestins? This is Coyote, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have a market watch. Cards are going up, guys, and it's not looking pretty. But again, people are catching on and starting to realize what cards are good, what are decent enough to hold on to. So that's good to see that we're seeing this traction. But there's also other cards you might want to be on your radar to be playing for the future. So without further ado, let's get in the video and talk about it. So guys, let's get into the video. Guys, remember the affiliate link down below helps the channel out, no extra costs. It's a useful tool, so hopefully we can get further into this. But we have Medieval Gallimon Chain of Liberation is going to be a vital tool for us. We're at $50 on 6 listings. I kind of knew this was happening and I mentioned it earlier. When we had these at 36s and stuff like that, hopefully you started snagging them when they were a little bit lower. I hope so. But we're now climbing up back to 50s, and this card is really good. And I warned everybody that this thing's going to be sitting at play sets in decks when it is played. You know, either 3 to 4 is most commonplace. Some people are taking this at 1. This card is such a great card in generalization that I'm not surprised this is the next Death X or Ruin Mode for that matter. So Europe side though, you're looking like 40 to 41 euros, but you guys are disappearing as fast as us and you guys are climbing. So this is going to be a hard card to get your hands on. If you guys did not get these on opening weekend, you're now going to be struggling to get this, and I'm going to bet we're going to hear so many complaints that we have the next Death X. So Landramon Store Tournaments 2025. I keep showing this one. I really hope you guys aren't really going crazy on this. This is a card you avoid and just wait it out. You know, I get this card is great and you want to be playing it, but I don't think it's worth the investment. Europe side 6 euros to 9 euros. Now, close is the same thing. This card is great, but again, this card can't hold this price for long. Again, we're going to be seeing more and more of this product start loading up for 3 months, guys. There's 3 months of this set. So you have plenty of time to get your hands on these cards, especially if you go locals even once a week. You can probably get some decent low-end rarities. So again, I think a lot of this is just wanting to play Pyramidimon right off the bat, and I think this is all just hype behind it, and it's just not worth you losing out on money for a card that's just going to drop down. Just wait patiently on Pyramidi, just hold out, okay? I really do recommend the payoff. Europe side 5 euros to 6 euros, but then we have Dynamon Alts. This card is starting to pop up a little bit. This thing is actually really strong. To be honest with you, I think a lot of players are sleeping on this card. This card is a very powerful card in general because of its on play and it's a when digivolving. So it has all the abilities of a great card, and especially forcing your opponents to attack into it is just a great powerhouse. And we're seeing this starting to attack into Galaxy because again, it's just that powerful of a top end. Now, Europe side 9 to 10 euros. Then we have Metal Seedramon Ace Chain of Liberations. We're at, you know, $6 to $7. I'm not surprised. This card is just that good. In black decks or blue decks, this card is going to see play in 1 to 2 copies no matter what you do. So Metal Seedramon Ace is just that good of a card, and I don't see this thing coming down anytime soon. 3 euros to 4 euros. I expect to probably see some more climbs. Tribimon Ace Infernal Extension, we are looking at it starting to peter down. It's not the time to buy into it just yet. If I think it will be, I think the best time you'll be able to snag it will be when it starts touching like 23s again, and that'll be your best bet. Like 22s is going to be optimally when you want to pick it up, right? Tribimon Ace is just that good of a card. It's another powerhouse and good to be seeing competitive play with. Europe side 23 to 30 euros. Now we have Scottymon Alternate Arts. I think this card is pretty low as well, but it's starting to move up a little bit, little by little. I think this is a great and powerful card, and the deck that it's in is just really good. And I think for budget wise, if it wasn't for Hexablow, this deck would have been the next great budget deck to actually be playing. Europe side 7 to 8 euros. Going up. Then you have Hexablow Alternate Arts. Yeah, this thing's up to 45. If you guys are sitting on this and you guys have no issue not wanting to just saying screw it, I don't need these. This card is climbing fast. And again, it's just super competitively viable. It's just a good card, and it's always going to be good in the format until they hit this thing down to 1. Do I think it's going to? Probably not. It's not that oppressive. You can out it. It has very little any protection. It's just a preventative measure. Now your upside, 25 to 30 euros. Now Omnimon versus Royal Knights BT13 is at 20 bucks and climbing. This is a card that has nothing. I would not sleep on too long. This card is a card if you guys are planning on playing Yggdrasils, the Royal Knights deck, you know, people moved this off really quickly, and we had them for 8s for a long time, but now we're up to 22 to 24s, and this card is going to keep climbing. So if you guys are really wanting to dedicate your time to Royal Knights, I think picking up a couple copies of this will matter in the long term. Europe side, 15 to 27 euros. Now we have Galamon versus Royal Knights. This card is another expensive bugger, but this card is getting a reprint, and it's going to be superly easily to get. You know, you can buy 4 boxes and boom, you'll have a playset of this thing. So don't waste your money on this one. I think this one's just a wait and see. Just see if you can just hold off on needing this for Royal Knights or even Gallant. I think the best bet is just wait it out and just wait for the reprint that happens in BT21. Now Europe side, 35 to 44 euros. Now we have Violet in Boots is just skyrocketing. This, if you have this sitting around in your binder, it's time to sell. I don't see any reason not to. Before players catch on that it might not be the greatest deck, I think it's good to just move this out, right? Now, Violet and Boots regular on the Europe side though, looking like 30 to 40 euros. And then we do have Sonoriza alts. They're at a low of $7.21 to 8s. I just wait this out a little bit more. I know you guys are really hyped for Pyramidi, but if Pyramidamon doesn't actually go burr and crazy and win every event, you're going to see this thing come down 8 euros to 9 euros. Now you have Greymon's Secret BT17, another card that you should be keeping on your radar because again, this card is climbing fast. We're almost up to $30 again, and it's going to keep climbing because hype behind it. We have Greymon support coming, you know, with a new starter deck and the fact that we have more support in BT21. This card's just going to go. Now Europe side, 17 to 18 euros, and also BT22 is another reason for this card going up. Vortex Resonance. This card was a card I told you a long time ago when these were like 17s to start picking them up. They're starting to move, and we're getting closer and closer to the $30 mark. So this is the time is now situation where you don't waste another moment. If you guys have been waiting on it, I think picking up 2 is just acceptable, and you get 2. You know, if you're looking to make quick buck, it's past that moment. 14s to 15 euros. You guys have a good time on this one. I would pick up your 2 copies at 14s. Metal Tyrannomon limited foil. We're up to 14s and climbing. Again, Dinomon deck is really fun to play, and people are going to keep adapting and trying to build the best version. Now Europe side, 3 euros, 4 euros to 6 euros. Master Tyrannomon limited foils, we're at $8 to $8.25. Now we do have 3 to 4 euros as well. But Ignitemon Dimensional Phase BT11 is another bulk card that's been slowly phasing down, which again, hopefully you guys made your profit when they were like $1.50 when I was telling you to flip them. But now you're kind of just getting these low ends, right? Now Europe side, 10 euros to €1.50. Piledramon foils were up to $8, going right to 15 to 24. The Iceclad support just blew this thing out of the water. So if you guys have been waiting to flip this, this might be your time to flip it. Now Europe side, 2 to 3 euros. Then you have Agitarmon Cross Encounters BT pre-release card. This card has been on my radar for the longest time, and I'm thinking it's time to start snagging them up at the $6 to $7 range. Again, if you really love Bloomlord as a deck, this card was always a great card in it. Now 6 to 7 euros. But then we have Genkumon Promote Double Diamond pre-release card. If you have this sitting around, time to flip it. You know, list it probably at, you know, 18s, and it'll move instantaneously the moment it does. When these kind of things are on buyout and you can just undercut by a few bucks, sometimes they just get bought up quickly. 7 to 8 euros. Now, Doral Gray being Observer pre-release stamp, we're at 7s to 8s. Nothing really is going to make this change, but I think this is a good time to be picking them up in these low ends, especially if you are playing decks. Daruga, this is just really good to have as your pre-release stamp. I really like the card. Now, we do have 3 to 4 euros on this card. On the Europe side, congratulations. Wow, we are going to reset that, please. Now, Tyrannomon Dimensional Phase BT11, holding strong before. This card did do a number, and I did warn you guys, but we're about to $5 a piece. So, hopefully you guys aren't really struggling to get this card. I know BT11 sucked on pull rates. Europe side, 1 to 2 euros. Then you have Genkumon Alternate Arts versus Royal Knights. This card is a pivotal card, and I'm not surprised this thing is up there. You know, we have 25, 26, 30s. You know, again, the foils are disappearing off the market, and we could even look at All Force. All Force is disappearing. You know, make sure you don't miss out if you guys... Oh, wow. We got King Drazel is bought out as well. You know, people are going to want to play their max rarity Royal Knights, and this is one of the pieces you really need. You know, 12 to 14 to 15 euros. Now, Jessamon Alternate versus Royal Knights, BT 13, 22s to 28s. Now, we do have 18 to 20 euros. But Taikamiya Resurgent Booster Reprint is being bought out. I'm guessing this is strictly for the Tyrannomon shenanigans. And again, Punching Face is really scary. Now, Europe side, 2 to 3 euros. Now, Rivals Barrage Starter Deck 14. There are some good listings at under 12. It might be a good time to pick up the alts. These do have the pre-release stamps on, so $11 to $14 is nothing to scoff at. Now, guys, hopefully you did find this Market Watch quite useful, and there are cards you are buying, maybe selling, or got some good value. So hopefully you don't miss out on cards, and this is the point of covering cards on a regular basis, because I don't want you guys to be spending a fortune just trying to keep up. So guys, make sure you use the affiliate link down below. It helps support the channel. No extra cost at you. It's for TCG Player. But guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.